Now he knows exactly where his opponent's army is and how big it is. That's going to be great for storms. He's going to be able to preemptively storm here. Alright, how good are these storms going to be? Let's see. Currently the Marines are not moving. There it is. Oh, the storms. He's not moving out the storms. He loses half his Marines. He can't repair either. SCVs coming off the line. How dangerous can this be? Another big storm takes out massive numbers of SCVs, but he can't break the front yet. The problem with storms is, yeah, you don't break bunkers with them, but he's going around the side now. He's going to attack the third base. And rightfully so. And Dicestar can't see it. Now he scouts. He sees it coming. Those storms were absolutely fantastic. They took down half the army of Dicestar. There are still storms available as well. At least there will be very shortly. This guy's going to have 2 pretty quickly in the next 20 seconds or so. Of course, there's 2 Archons minimum. There's going to be 3 Archons, actually. I mean, this third base isn't going to do anything. I mean, this is a difficult spot to go up. Certainly, he needs another storm. He gets one. There's a Time Warp as well to slow down the units in the storm. SCV's getting gutted here, but again, Hazawobs can't make that work because this defense is so nicely built against charge lots. He's going to have to use Archons here, I feel. And that's fine, because he has them. Does he have any more storm? No, not by the looks of it. No more storm available. He still has a Revelation, so he can still see that. That's finally now ticked off. But this aggressive play here by Hazawobs is working well. He's expanding behind it. He's looking for a Colossus transition. The thing is, Ghosts are now on the field. So Hazawobs has maybe got one more attack with this army, and then he's going to have to pull back. But he's in a great spot. He really is. The Phoenixes intercept the Orbital Command. An unexpected blow. In comes the army once again. Archon leading the charge here. There's no EMP. He didn't have Mobius Reactor. These Ghosts are not ready. This is a great time for Hazawobs to go. He doesn't know, I suppose, that his opponent doesn't have the energy, or maybe he does. Hazawobs going for it. Can he get another Revelation down? He can. Brilliant. Loses his Oracle, but that's fine. That's totally fine. He's going to deny this third base. I think maybe he could go up that ramp, honestly. He's got enough storm. He's got Archons to lead the charge. He could go up that ramp. Another storm goes down. Maybe not the best use of it, but hey, it killed yet more units, and Dicestar still way behind on the unit count. 28 Marines, 2 Marauders, 8 Ghosts. They're finally going to have EMPs now, so I'm thinking Hazawobs is a little bit gun-shy as a result of that. It's 36 chargelets. But we are going to see Colossus come out, which is absolutely perfect for breaking this, and there's definitely nothing from Dicestar ready to receive that. Wants to go for another attack. He could do it. He's got an Envision, which means he's got a good storm. He walks back through it. Incredible storm there. Revelation is pretty damn good. It lets you see that kind of stuff. What would have been nice if he was able to wall this off with the sentries and prevent them from retreating. That would have been great, but Hazawobs is engaging well here. Over and over again. Great efficient storms. Really awesome play. Army supply heavily in favor of the Protoss. Yet more storms available, but there are now Ghosts on the field. Revelation is ticked off now as well, so I would have liked to see another Oracle, actually, for another Revelation, because it's been proven that that's worked out pretty well. Another storm comes down. The Templar doesn't even die there, so that was okay. It did a decent amount of damage, but it didn't actually kill much. I think there was 1 Ghost went down in that. There's 11 Ghosts now, though, so I don't know. I think this army is maybe past its best. We need to see some Colossus mixed in with it. 8 Templar, 1 Archon. Because I wouldn't morph to Archons in this position because those EMPs will blanket that army very quickly. But Dicestar is stabilizing. His economy is rolling again. He is not really too far behind. He's got a lot of mules from 3 CCs, so he's looking pretty good. Dicestar also knows where his opponent's army is. And Hazawobs can't really make anything happen with it, so he's going to go up for a 4th base here. There's some more gas. Hazawobs has all the options right now. This Colossus transition, I think, yeah, he's figured it out. He's starting to build Vikings. But there is still a timing, I think, that Hazawobs can hit here. 2-2 is now done. But 3-2 is done for Dicestar. Now, of course, Storms don't respect upgrades, but this is actually not bad for Dicestar. He's kind of back in this. Hazawobs is maxed out, though, and he's sitting on a good bank. So it's 125 army supply in 98. But those EMPs could make all the difference. I mean, Dicestar is still in it. He could fight this. He very well could. And, oh man, a bit of an error here from, as you can see, from Hazawobs. And he can't take those Vikings out either. This is really awkward. Those Colossus are going to die. At least one of them goes down for free there. Oh, nice feedbacks taking down 3 Ghosts. Very, very cool. Oh, that was way more. Good lord, where the hell did all his ghosts go? He lost way more than that. That must have been a massive feedback. It looked like he killed 3. It must have been way more than that. He had 11, now he's got 6, and he had 3 before he built those 3 there, so that's pretty crazy. Viking count is not that high, but neither is the Colossus count either, so now gets into this elegant balance between how many ghosts and how many Vikings versus how many Archons and how many Colossus. Hazelwob's now sitting on the 224. Still, he has been out-upgraded here. Oh, that was a missed engagement. That was very poor there from Hazelwob's, losing 6 for 3. Storm goes down, only hits the Vikings. He's going to lose another Colossus here by the looks of it. Archon gets into position, and in fact, he decides, nope, I'm going to trade that for an EMP. Dystar's looking great. Hazelwob's is faltering badly here. He wasn't able to make that work. Initial good engagements, he wasn't able to break the ramp, and now Dystar's looking strong. Very strong. Army supply is way more even. Upgrade advantage in favor of the Terran. He stims right at the ramp. Goes straight for the Colossus. It's a shame he doesn't get it. He's going to lose a good amount of units to that. He's going to get sandwiched here as well. Maybe this was a mistake here by Dystar. But the EMPs land very, very well indeed. Those Zealots get absolutely gutted. But did Dystar overcommit? This is a close fight here. But I think the Zealots are going to clean this up. I think Dystar completely overcommitted there. He didn't know where his opponent's army was. He got sandwiched and he got obliterated. Of course, Hazelwob's lost a lot of units in the process, but look at the economy. It's still solid. He's sitting on 4 bases with 63 probes. He's good right now. And that upgrade advantage is about to end. Chrono boosts these upgrades a little bit more. They will be 3-3. Dystar, of course, also sitting on 3-3, so maybe Dystar's got another attack in him, but look at the army supply. And look at his ghost count. He barely has any. He's only got 5, 10 Vikings. He doesn't have a lot on the ground. He's falling into this kind of classic Terran trap here. If Hazelwob stops building Colossus right now and just goes for Archon Chargelet, then he will devastate this army. There are too many Vikings out in the field and not enough ground units. A little bit of harassment comes in as the 4th base is established here for Dystar. Nice use, I think, of the sensor tower to make sure no run-bys come in and no drops. Hazelwob's now active on the map once again. And a DT Shrine coming in too. Always nice to mix those in late game, very much so. Your opponent doesn't have scans, then they can be very, very devastating. And we've got 5 more Ghosts coming in. I don't know, if Hazelwob's can get rid of those Vikings, then he can continue to produce Colossus. He's currently not really doing a huge amount of that. He's only got 1 in this army as he runs right into that, so... Scan comes down. He's got a measure of pretty much everything that his opponent's got here. In comes the run-by. Turns out the sensor tower didn't really help them all that much. Good amount of SCVs getting killed here, but there is a bunker, which will be able to deal with this very nicely. Shouldn't be too much of a problem here. In the meantime, once again, Hazelwob's poking and getting punished for it. Feedbacks come in. Doesn't kill anything, but does eliminate 2 Ghosts worth of EMPs, so that's not too bad. More Ghosts coming out. I mean, it's going to be 15 Ghosts on the field very soon. I actually feel that Hazelwob should continue to produce Colossus at this stage, because I feel that with Storms and Archons and 3-3 Blink Stalkers, he will be able to eliminate those Vikings quite effectively. Hazelwob's blinks in right there. Wants to try and pick up a Viking. He doesn't get it. Storm goes on the Viking, so weakens him a little bit. Colossus production has resumed. I like that a lot. There are just too many Ghosts for Archon Chargelet to really work all that well here. DT's now being mixed in as well. Not too bad. Adding an Observer, of course, to make sure that these Ghosts cannot cloak. They do have it. Another Sensor Tower comes in here for Dystar, so we've got ourselves quite the game on our hands. Currently, I would still say that Hazelwob's in the lead. Now that his 3-3 is complete, he is on an even footing. He's got a good army supply, but the Terran is on 4 bases with a lot of production. So this is looking pretty even so far. It's really going to come down to these engagements. 3 Colossus. There's still... There's now 14 Vikings, so there aren't really enough Colossi to overwhelm this army. I feel Dystar maybe has the upper hand here. It depends. Oh, those EMPs! Oh, perfect! 4 Templar eliminated. That is disastrous for Hazelwob's. He did not want that to happen, and now these Colossi are going to get picked off for free. Mothership Core goes down. Here comes the Blink Stalkers, but that's going to be at least 1 Colossus down. Loses a few Vikings. Good feedbacks to take out a couple of Ghosts, but there's still 14. Storm goes down. In comes the engagement. This is not where you want your Ghosts to be. They're at the front. They all get obliterated. The Colossus cut them down with ease. There are no Ghosts anymore. Suddenly, there are 10 Templar. There's no Ghosts, and oh, low. Wow, wow, wow. That was really not a good engagement for Dystar whatsoever. And this run-by as well, devastating. 51 workers killed so far here by Hazawobs, who suddenly takes the massive lead in a disastrous engagement for Dystar. Hazawobs takes that one absolutely perfectly and now can move on to potentially win this game. The Viking count is next to nothing. There's no ghosts. There's still Archons, DTs, and 9 Templar. That was awful for Dystar. Oh no. Storm comes down, rips the army in half here. Hazawob's still a little bit unwilling to engage, but this is looking really bad now for the Terran player. We may very well see 4GG come out after this in the ace match. Hazawobs just doesn't really want to engage too much here, but he can afford it. Takes out the remaining Vikings. One Colossus still remaining. He's now producing double Colossus, which is exactly what he needs to be doing. Hazawob's now looking to crack that nut. 119 to 46 army supply. Oh, Storms come in! Devastating. More SCVs killed, down to 37. Dystar's economy is in tatters right now. He loses his third, and now Hazawob's looking to push forward. The final defense here. Whiffed Storm goes in, but this wall will not hold. Good snipes come in. Make sure there's not another Storm, but there's plenty more in the back here. Hazawobs can just kill him right now. He really can. I'm not sure if Hazawobs knows exactly how far he is ahead, but he wants to secure that victory instead of just bleeding his army out. Once those 2 Colossus get added in, this is going to be over, I think, pretty shortly. Dystar is not in a position to really get back into this. Hazawobs would have to take the worst engagement in history for him to get back here. I can't see it happening. Hazawob's just moving back just a little bit, being very, very cautious with his engagement. Very cautious. But Dystar is way behind. That's a maxed out Protoss now. He's even got +1 shields in there. Big mix. I mean, to be fair, I think the Zealots could just kill this. I think he's just waiting for those 2 Colossus. And then he'll go. It's like, hey, look, a planetary. That's a freebie. And it pretty much is. Absolutely. Going to take that out without too much of a problem. He's going to lose some units in the process. But he can easily reinforce that. That's not really a big deal. Oh, and a Time Warp comes on, and Storm as well, doing massive damage. There's the GG. Took a little longer than expected, but Hazawobs takes the great swing. And Dystar kind of kills himself twice. I mean, he killed his army once, then got an advantage again, and then killed his army again in pretty awkward engagements. Hazawobs with excellent defensive engagements, really great positioning, and Dystar just sort of throwing himself onto the spiked pit there, I feel. Alright, it's currently 4-3 for Mousesports here, and I've got to say, I would expect to see 4GG out right now. I really would. Acing 4GG seems to be the absolute right thing to do. I would be shocked if it wasn't, but we'll find out after the break. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have the next match, and as I thought it would be 4GG coming out for the ace. I mean, that makes the most sense. I think the only other one they could have pulled out would probably be Gosu User, but yeah, I would absolutely have put 4GG in this position. Which leaves for an interesting possible dynamic here. We'll see. Alright, let's rock and roll. Let's make it happen. Here we are. They've changed the colors again. Oh god, I hate you so much! Why did they change it twice in the lobby? Oh, give me a moment. There should be, like, penalties for them changing their colors. Seriously, like, dock a point. Like, you'll lose a match automatically if you change your colors. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Belshire Vestige and Millennium's 4GG in the Blue Trunks playing Terran to the northwest. Versus his opponent to the southeast position in the Red Trunks playing Protoss. It is Mousesports Hazwobs, who put on a pretty damn impressive performance against Dystar, although you have to kind of say that Dystar killed himself more than Hazwobs killed him. There was some good engagement at the start there by Hazwobs, but he wasn't able to break the ramp, or the natural. So he got some great storms, he did some good damage, but he couldn't break it, yeah? And he had a charge lot storm force, which was very easily walled off against for the most part. And then Dystar was in a great spot. Hazwobs made several engagement mistakes, losing Colossus here and there, getting EMP'd, sniped off here and there. The engagement comes in and Dystar just kills himself. He charges his entire army up into the natural, which then gets sandwiched between two forces and destroyed. Then he gains an army advantage again, and then attacks the third, and then loses all of his ghosts at the front that are at the ramp that then get murdered by Storm and Colossus, and then loses his entire army again. And Hazwobs gains like 100 supply advantage. So... and Hazwobs played well, but I feel that Dystar's mistakes may have been the reason why he lost that match, rather than Hazwobs outplaying him. It happens. Alright, let's see. So 4GG is looking like greedy GG once again, because I see no gas, which means we can see a gasless barracks expand. We're not going to see 14cc from him, but we're almost certainly going to see an expansion here immediately. 4GG looking to just get a few minerals out of that, and then he'll place down the expansion. So, a little bit less greedy than what we saw from him previously, which was like 14cc into barracks into like another CC. But no, he's not playing quite as greedy, which is good, because that got him killed last time. He got 2 Colossus all-in by mana and got just torn to pieces. So, he's playing a little bit more conservatively this time around. In the meantime, Hazwobs so far so standard. Mothership core coming out pretty early. Second assimilator coming at 21... oh, no, there you go. Siding against it for a second, but it's all sorted. 4GG with a scout, just looking for proxies. Safe, very safe idea, considering, you know, if he loses this match, then that is a Millennium out of this entire series, so that would be pretty bad for them. 2 more barracks to follow that one up, so yeah, definitely playing a lot more conservative this time around, but he's still playing that gasless style here. But he's playing it a little bit more Dystar-esque, I feel, instead of the 4GG build that died to mana very, very quickly there on Whirlwind. There's the 2 gas, coming in much, much earlier this time around. 24 supply instead of the 32 that we saw from him previously. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with 4GG's position right now. Hazwobs is not really in a position to attack him. Hazwobs building up a decent amount of minerals, so we can expect to see it. Either he's going to throw down a bunch of gateways right now. Is Chronoboosting another Stalker? Either he's going to throw down a bunch of gateways and get really, really aggressive, or we will, of course, see from him an expansion play. Going to be an expansion, most likely, but he's being a little bit annoying down here. There actually aren't that many Marines, so he does have enough units to stop that. And, of course, there is a Time Warp available, and he knows that, so 4GG is being a little bit cautious on the ramp. This is a good little bit of harassment right here. It's a nice little poke, and Chronoboosting out that second Stalker means this army with the Mothership core is actually going to be pretty good. No Marauders out yet for 4GG. He could start building one now once his Tech Lab finishes, but Hazwobs is in a good spot just to annoy him here. Might get a few SCVs out of this as well. This Mothership core is going to be infuriating to deal with. What he wants to do is bait it so that the Marines are in the middle of a Mothership core Time Warp, and then he can get his Zealots into play. But right now, he's not going to be able to do that. That Zealot's taking a lot of damage already, so right now, Hazwobs is just putting on a light contain. And he is going for it. He is not expanding. There is a Robo coming down and 2 more gateways behind this. He is going to apply yet more pressure from this position. Doesn't want to play 4GG in a macro game, apparently. I don't really blame him. Ooh, Mothership Core taking a lot of damage. Time Warp is forced out there. However, it does kill off several more Marines, so Hazawobs is getting ridiculously efficient engagement so far. Very, very well done. Only 1 unit kill total versus 7. So that's pretty good. I mean, he's killed, what, 5 military units off, and he's killed 2 workers. So Hazawobs' poking here has been very effective. What the hell? I didn't see this. He proxied the Robo. Wow. I have never seen that. Well, maybe I have at some point, but I certainly haven't seen it now. But that might be maybe a mistake. I don't know. I mean, 4GG is not expecting this. In comes that Immortal. Time Warp goes down as well. He's going to be careful. Doesn't want to lose that. Micros it back. But it did get hit by Concussive Shell here. But this is looking really good for Hazawobs. He takes that army out. They walk through the Time Warp. 4GG loses everything. Proxy Immortal. Almost as deadly as Proxy Tank. Oh, this is devastating. 4GG has nothing. He's got nothing to stop this. Proxy Pylon in the base. The second Immortal coming off. SCV's coming off the line right here. Force Field blocks several off. Oh, my, oh, my. It might not be enough to kill him, especially considering he kept himself out of the base with that Force Field there, but it's pretty damn good. 3-gate Proxy Immortal. Second Immortal is on the way here. In come the SCVs. The Immortal at the back. Ah, focus fire on the Widowmine doesn't do the job. He's probably going to sack the Sentry for it. I think he probably will. Oh, no, he's got Zealots. He can do it with that. So he's going to send 1 Zealot up the ramp. He knows that that's there. He knows he didn't kill it, so he's going to detonate it. There we go. Nice and easy. Loses a Zealot. Now pushes up. The second Immortal is in the fight right now. SCV's once again being pulled off the line. No Time Warp. There's the Time Warp. Still isn't quite enough to break this, but he is doing a lot of damage. This is looking pretty damn good for Hazawobs and pretty disastrous for 4GG. It was just being cheesed twice, really. Wow. Cheesed and all-in. Another Widowmine goes off. Can Hazawobs break this? Now he's got the Observer. He can take the 2 Widowmines out. Takes him out very, very easily. He's in a great spot. But 4GG's building a decent-sized army. So, I don't know. I'm not sure if Hazawobs can actually break 4GG right here. And I'm not sure if he should try. He's still doing it. He's resumed pro production, though. So I have a feeling he realizes he can't break this. And I think he's probably right. Let's see. He's going to go for one last attempt to break it, and then he'll probably back off. The force fields were not ideal here. Mothership Core dies. He knows that there's not much use of that. He is going to stop that research. He could take another add-on here with the Immortals. That itself would be great. And then I think he just needs to leave. But no, he's still going. He's still going. He thinks he's got it. I'm not sure if I agree with him. He's lost his high ground vision now. 4GG is holding this really well. I don't think this goes any further than this. Now there's Medivacs on the field. He's got to stop, and he knows it. He realizes. There we go. At 10 minutes, he decides he puts his Nexus down. It was good. I mean, he has done a lot of damage. The economy of 4GG is devastated. He has 2 CCs, but he lost a lot of workers. He never got to mine for the low ground. He lost 19 workers in total. And Hazawobs' engagements have been exceptionally effective. Yeah? He's killed 44 units, and he's lost 18. He's kept 2 Immortals alive the entire time. It's pretty good. A Widowmine drop comes in, though. Well, it's not going to do much here, but it could do something here. I mean, there's no detection. This could be a nice little move here. In the meantime, more posturing. Hazawobs is still trying to break it. He can't. I'm pretty convinced now that he can't. Widowmine drop comes in. It burrows, and how much damage is done? 5 probes killed by the looks of it. Another attempt to get out there. Again, the force field's not really where they need to be. That is, I mean, these force fields actually kill Hazawob's army because the Zealots can never get in touch with these Marines. If he had some AoE, this might be a different story. If he had a Storm, maybe a different story. He's still trying. But at this point, I think, honestly, what he just needs to do is contain. Keep 4GG back, limit his economy, force him to mine his main out, try and hold him off of this natural for as long as possible. Get your own CC up, or get your own Nexus up. Oh, free Medevac. That was a mistake by 4GG. Didn't need to do that. Stim is so late for 4GG. No combat shields as well. But I still don't think Hazawobs has what he needs to break that ramp. I don't think he can do it. Not with what he's got right here. He can contain, and I think that might be enough for the time being. Another drop comes in, though, and this is the real problem. If he continues to sit his entire army there, then these drops are going to do some damage. Widowmine finally killed off. Not a lot of workers killed, so that was okay, but it definitely paid for itself. No real doubt about that, although losing the Medevac might have changed that. This drop, that's pretty good. Do we have warping potential? We do, by the looks of it. So, drop comes in. Hazawobs goes down the ramp, sees 8 Marines. They don't have any stim, though, so the Stalker will get away. Zealot dies immediately. That was definitely miscontrol there, I feel. And this is pretty dangerous. He's going to have to warp in more units here. Oh, he recalls. Okay. And I think that is exactly what he wanted to do. And immediately 4GG moves down the ramp and says, right, excellent. I've got you to recall. I can now expand. So who is ahead right now? Well, Hazawob's dedicated a lot to that attack, yeah? So his economy's pretty limited, but I would still say Hazawob's is ahead. He still has 2 Immortals. He's going into Colossus, and there isn't really anything that can deal with that right now. 4GG still has no combat shields and is only just finishing Stim. That Robo is going to die, though, so that's something you've got to bear in mind. Another Robo is going to have to be built, and another Pylon, because this is actually going to supply block him pretty badly here. For quite some time as well, actually. So that's going to suck. He's going to start to float a little bit of money, but his economy is not rocking too well, so it's not going to really cause him too many problems. Still a massive worker lead here for Hazawob's, but this attack here with Stim, it might do it. It depends. I mean, it's going to come down to the force fields, I think. There's a lot of units here. Is there a photon overcharge? Not yet. This goes up right now. It might work. The force fields are pretty damn good. A little inefficient, but they're good enough. However, Sentry's going to be lost here, which is less than ideal, so I don't know about that. He's just going to say, look, I just don't want you going up this ramp right now. I want a photon overcharge, and I want AoE. 4GG is in a decent position, though. His army supply exceeds the Protoss significantly, and it's a Marine-heavy force. These Immortals are not going to do that much. In comes the Stim. He's going right for it. He's going to try and take this out before the Photon Overcharge can actually take it, and it's going to take the Nexus. He keeps going. He's still going. Maybe he shouldn't, but I think he should, actually. The Colossus isn't out yet. This is a great spot. 4GG comes right back out of the gate and is now in a great spot, killing the Nexus. Still playing a super low economy game, but it doesn't even matter for him at this stage, I don't feel. His army is very good, and he's about to have combat shields as well. There is a Colossus, though. Extended Thermal Lance is not going to be done for another 2 minutes. So it's whether or not 4GG decides he wants to attack that ramp. Against one